everyone, my name is Michelle White, and this is going to be my tutorial on the social media application. So as you guys can see, we can hook up Instagram, Instagram Business, Facebook, Twitter, Workplace, and Slack. Now there is a tutorial on Instagram Business alone. Just in case you haven't seen that already, just to kind of do a quick recap. Essentially, the Instagram was bought out by Facebook, and so therefore they changed the name to Instagram Business. And so basically by the end of this year, Instagram will basically go away, the API, the way to sort of pull in the hashtags in your guys' post. So we will want to switch all of our clients to the Instagram Business. Essentially, guys, it really is the same thing. There are just a couple steps that are added on when setting up that account. So that's kind of mainly what that tutorial talks about. But today we're going to just kind of focus on how do you hook up Facebook, how do you hook up Twitter, Workplace, and Slack. Now, what's nice is all four of these are the exact same steps. So I am in this tutorial just going to hook up Facebook, but know that each step that you and I take together, that will be the same for the other profiles or the other social media applications. All right, so before we get started, what I encourage you to do is open up a new tab and go ahead and log in to basically that Facebook that you're looking to pull in. So I logged under my account, but I went to the Reach Facebook. So this is the profile that we are going to pull in today. And then I also just opened up Twitter too, just to sort of show you that you do want to log in. This will come in handy only because I find it a lot easier that when you log into these profiles on a separate tab, we just save ourselves an extra step here. Again, you don't have to do that. I'm all about sort of making it easier and quicker. So if we can avoid, one or two steps, that's what I like to do. So that's kind of why I'm doing that. All right, so our first step here, guys, we're going to hook up Facebook. Our very first step is we're going to hit the orange button that says Add Profile, and we're going to select Facebook. Now, because I opened up my tab, or opened up my Facebook in another tab, what's nice is that Reach sort of registers that. So it basically goes right into this page and it says, hey, are you basically giving Reach access to pull in, whatever profile you want? Now, where some people get sort of, mixed feelings or sort of, mixed interpretations here is that it looks like it's going to hook up my own personal profile, like it's going to pull in my personal stuff. Just a heads up, you guys, that is not true at all. So the way the social media API works is that when you connect from Reach to a social media platform, it just needs to know that there is a legit account out there. So as of right now, even though Reach has its own Facebook, it's just not good enough. It doesn't know that, oh, okay, that's its own, business Facebook, I can pull that in. But your own personal profile, it does know that that's an okay account. But know that when we go through this process, you'll notice that I'm not hooking up my personal profile, okay? So just kind of keep that in mind. Don't worry that none of your information will be, spread out into the internet or Reach is holding it for anything like that. So I'm going to hit continue as Michelle. And then what's nice is that we'll just kind of go through these steps again. So yes, I'm connecting it to Reach. So it kicked me back right here. So it did sort of sign me out, just kind of a heads up here. It signed me out because I was impersonating that particular user. So I'm just going to kind of take an extra step here to re-impersonate. This won't happen to you. It's just something that I have to do being sort of a root user at Reach. So here we are. This is what you guys should get. You should get sort of a no profile added. Now this is where that second step comes in. Now I'm going to tell the system, hey, I want you to hook up Reach, or hey, I want you to hook up I don't know, ESPN, whatever that profile may be. Now, where you can find the profile ID, and that's kind of what they call it, there's sort of a couple ways you can do it. The easy way for me is to go right into the URL right there and just kind of copy it. Otherwise, you can do it right to the @ If we are referring to Twitter, again, I find it easier to just copy right at the URL. But if you go to your profile, it's obviously your handle right there. All right, so I'm going to do Reach. So again, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to go back to Add Profile. And I'm going to reselect Facebook because that's what we're posting or what we're going to hook up. I pasted it in there. And then you do have an option, you guys, to manage post. That will come in handy if you're dealing with Instagram Business because Instagram Business allows you to do hashtags. So if you're pulling in hashtags and you have multiple people making multiple posts, it might be nice to sort of manage those posts that way, before it goes on your digital display, that, all those posts are basically appropriate. So that might be something you want to do. However, I know the people who post on our Reach Me at Facebook, I know it's all legit, it's all appropriate, so I don't need to do that. So I'm going to hit add now. All right, and as you can see, you guys, it has been added. So that's the process. It'll be the same thing for the Twitter. Like I said, it'll be the same thing for Workplace and Slack. Instagram Business, the reason that's kind of just dropped down like that is because these two, since Facebook now owns Instagram Business, these two are sort of, I guess I refer to as like best friends. So I could come back in there now and add basically a hashtag if I wanted to. Just to kind of talk about a couple other things here, some other features. Like I said, you guys, you can choose to manage the post. Good scenario, of course, is like I said earlier, was the hashtags. But if you do want to manage this particular Facebook and what is going live on the screen, you can change it to manual. You will want to set yourself up to be an approver. So it says manage profile approvers. So how do you sort of do that, you guys? It's actually kind of taking a step back here, but you would enter the blue button right here, kind of select that, and then you'll add your approver. So as you can see, I've already done this. I've added obviously a couple people. I've added their email and their phone number. But once you sort of add all of your approvers, you can then go one by one on the profile and be like, okay, you know what? Michelle is going to get an email. She's going to get a text as well. Okay, Tristan is just going to get a text. And actually these three are just fine. And then you would hit save. And essentially what would happen is every post that comes through, you would get a text or an email. Then you would look at it, say, yep, okay, looks good, or, decline. And that's how you can manage your post. Once again, though, most people don't necessarily do that. Oops, I do apologize. Let's just go back to a couple things. You can view all the posts too. So, maybe after a long weekend, you want to see all the posts that were published. You had a big event going on. You could do that as well. And then you can manage what they call a whitelist. Essentially, you guys, what a whitelist means is kind of going back for that Instagram curation. A whitelist basically allows anybody with that particular handle just to kind of push right to the screen. So you don't need to essentially approve what they're posting. Again, you guys, this is mainly used for Instagram Business, and a lot of that is more in that tutorial. I'm kind of just brushing it right over, just so you guys kind of have a quick understanding of it, though. But you guys, just kind of go back to social media itself. Basically, after you sort of hook up the profile, we do need to bring it into the layout editor and use a widget to pull the profile. That widget basically as a default will pull in the 5 most latest posts. Now you can change that widget, or app actually is another terminology here. You can change that from 5 to 10 posts, 10 to 15. 15 is the max. It does check every 10 to 15 minutes for the latest post. So kind of keep that in mind as well. And then as you guys can see, you can have as many profiles as you want. We're not limiting you in any way. So once you kind of hook up one, if you guys have multiple, you can definitely hook them all up. And then last and final, the one thing I do want to mention is you can see that none of my personal profile is being established here. So don't get scared when you sort of see that first pop up in this tutorial where it does say to connect to your personal profile. Know that information is not coming through in any way. So, all right, well, that's sort of our walkthrough of the social media. If you guys do have any questions, definitely give us a call. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you.